impact in the game.
Arsenal caused another huge splash by signing Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon, but he won't be making his debut for a while, because here starts a double against the two Manchester clubs. First is City in the Carabao Cup semi-final. The first chapter in the road to the Carabao Cup final, and it's a huge one here today at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City are taking on Arsenal, and Arsenal's team just got that little bit more scary. Victor Gyökeres, another surprise signing from Mikel Arteta, has signed on the dotted line earlier today. And of course he is cup tied with Sporting Lisbon in multiple competitions, so he will not be making his Arsenal debut today. But he has got over the line, and Mikel Arteta confirmed that he will be the last of this window. So, Victor Gyökeres was a big reason why Ruben Almiron's Sporting Lisbon were doing as well as they were. And that's going to be a major blow to Manchester United's hopes of maybe getting one of Ruben Almiron's players that would have fitted his system. This could have a domino effect when it comes to other sides. But here today we'll focus on the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. No Erling Haaland for Arsenal to come up against today. They may have to take advantage of this one. The bad news, Phil Foden still is playing, and he's been a thorn in Arsenal's side before. So this could be a more tightly poised one than it would have thought at to start with. Traditional 11 for Mikel Arteta. Daniel Jennings makes the bench. Jack Henry-Francis and Lewis Skelly also make the bench, but it is who you would expect as William Saliba and Gabriel start again. Kieran Tierney has also made it with Nelson and Eddie Nketiah, Alexander Isak, Leo Trossard, and I think it's Gabriel Martinelli, because I believe Bukayo Saka isn't fully fit to be back yet. So, big opportunity for Arsenal to get something from this tie against Manchester City. On paper, when it was first drawn up, many people looked at a City win. That might be still not wholly possible now. If Arsenal play their brand of football, which we know is pretty and is beautiful, and scoring goals, then they'll be absolutely fine. But they do have to keep an eye, if they can, on Phil Foden. He will be the danger man for City today with Haaland missing. But is Arteta probably going to sacrifice this competition to get a result in the Premier League fixture? Because to some degree, that, I think, for Arteta will be more important, and for Arsenal as a whole. After coming so close to beating City in the last two seasons, I think Arteta would rather get over the line and have that point lead increase to 4 rather than win this one and lose out to City in the league again. So it'll be very interesting to see what Arteta is doing. He's not resting on his laurels though, he's going for it. The 11 proves it, because it is the traditional 11 that would start for Arsenal on a regular basis, bar Bukayo Saka, who is of course injured. And Martinelli's gone down now as well. And that's not a good sign, because Gabriel Martinelli has been a vocal point with Saka being out. Meanwhile, Phil Foden is tackled by Gabriel. And the referee has stopped play, and Martinelli is still not up. Oh no. Well, Martinelli got absolutely rocked in that challenge, and that could be an injury for some time. He was holding on to his knee there, And we know that ACL injuries have been very common in recent years, more so in basketball. We all remember in 2011 when Derrick Rose went down injured for the Chicago Bulls, and they were never the same, and he was never the same afterwards. But now Arsenal have to play on. Here's Isak. And, well, we wish Martinelli the very best. We hope, but it's not serious. Because for Arsenal, he may only be a squad player, but he's been one of the more important ones over the course of this season. He's actually been a revelation for Mikel Arteta this year. He's been clearly, by some distance, Arsenal's third best player on the pitch. And with Havertz and Saka still recovering from their respective injuries, and William Saliba. Wow, that almost went in. And that would have been a stunning strike from William Saliba. Well, Pep Guardiola, he won't want to see a player injured ever. But underneath it all, he'll be probably seeing this as a bit of an advantage now. Martinelli was probably one that many teams have circled when he's on the pitch. And, well, that looks a lot more serious than most other injuries. It's definitely the most serious that Arsenal seem to have suffered, depending on what it is, of course. And here is Phil Foden. And Gabriel knows. And he tackles him. Oh, this could be a terrible blow for Arsenal if they lose Martinelli for an extended period of time. Thankfully, Saka and Havertz are very close to making comebacks. And maybe that signing of Victor Gyökeres could prove to be crucial now. I'm not saying Arteta prophesized it. He absolutely did not. But when you think about it now, Trossard and Martinelli normally play the left wing. Gyökeres is more of a striker, but he can play down there. So it might not be all bad if Gyökeres can hit the ground running. And all other Arsenal signings have. So there's no doubt that he will be very close to doing so. Josolo forces the same out of David Raya. Well, some will say the league would be more important. Save your best players for the league. That's the one that they want to win and get over the line finally. But I don't think Arteta had that in the script. So it's all down to Arsenal now to get something out of this if they can. It's not really mattered who's on the pitch for Arsenal because they always score and they almost always win. But Martinelli, if that's a serious injury that'll keep him out for an extended period, then they're going to miss it when the squad needs to be rotated. And there will be times when that has to happen. Because even if you're a workhorse like Wayne Rooney or Park Ji-sung, just to name a couple, you need your rest. And it's strange that Arsenal have had such a plethora of injuries considering the load management strategy that Arteta has implemented over the course of the year. Normally taking off his best players minutes into the second half of games because they're such comfortable positions. But now, even with that, injuries are still a very unfortunate part of this beautiful game. We'll see it. And here's Foden. Oh, and Raya with a magnificent save again. David Raya has been on it these last few games. Joselu again. De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. And Joselu has turned and shoot. Good save by Raya. In comes Jack Grealish. And Joselu was down, but he's back up. And we have a Manchester City corner. Well, even without Erling Haaland, this team is stacked. Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva. Just to name a couple there. And here is Bernardo Silva. Here's Diaz. Diaz tries to turn, and Rice and someone else gets in each other's way. Moreno is now down. And he collided with his own player. Play goes on. Moreno is still struggling. De Bruyne. Joseu saved by Raya. And if Moreno has to go off, it's going to be under the most unfortunate of circumstances because he collided with his own teammate, Declan Rice, while defending. And from Arsenal and Arteta's point of view, it's falling apart right now. Here is Grealish, tackled by Gabriel. And Arsenal are losing players hand over fist, it seems. Sterling is still out for an extended period as well, I believe. As is Havertz and Saka, they're still not fully back yet. And Sterling wouldn't have been able to... Well, he could have played in this game, actually, because he wasn't cup-tied with Chelsea. There were no cup games before he signed. Yaro and Gyökeres, which have been two signs for Arsenal in this window, will not be playing in these cup games, as to being cup-tied elsewhere. Moreno, still trying to soldier on. Alexander Isak has turned out his man. And it's a good save from Ederson from the shot. Well, 30 minutes in, and Arsenal have lost two very important... Well, could be about to lose two very important players if Moreno can't run off his injury. And Declan Rice, I can guarantee you, didn't intentionally hurt his teammate. And Jack Grealish heads away. Trossard. You pull back to Ben White, but Arsenal have kept the ball, but it's pinging around, and Bernardo Silva's come up with it now, and Arsenal could be in a bit of spot of bother. Well, if not for Ben White, that is. Brilliant tackle. Go to Trossard, and here comes Foden. And Saliba and Gabriel are galloping back to get back on defence here. Zinchenko is there. Former Manchester City player, of course. Alexander Zinchenko. Moreno, he's found Isak. Moreno's paying through the pain, but he is struggling a little. Isak. Good save by Ederson. You can do better than that to beat him from there. Here's Carabao. Even with the most recent losses of David Silva and Ilkay Gundogan, respectively, City is still a stacked team winning titles and leagues. This is a game that Arsenal need to capitalise on, really. And I think you can see what Pep Guardiola is doing. I think he could be resting Haaland for the league encounter. Arsenal can make a statement then. And Fabio Vieira is warming up as a substitute, as Mikel Arteta has to make his second swap of the first half. And it must be for Moreno. He's trying to soldier on. You've got to applaud that effort. Trossard finds Nelson. Pulls it back towards Martin Odegaard. It's a good save from Ederson. And out for an Arsenal corner. Martinelli, or Moreno rather, will be going off for Fabio Vieira. And Arsenal, in the space of 30 minutes, have lost two very important players. We hope not to hopefully very serious injuries. Martinelli's did look fairly grim. We hope for a speedy recovery, if it is as bad as it looked for Martinelli. It was one of those kind of Murray Walker moments where you can't really overstate the seriousness of it. And you can't understate it either. It leaves you in a bit of a state of numbness, really. Murray Walker, great Murray Walker, had to witness very somber things in his time as a commentator. The death of a racing driver. Multiple ones probably, in fact, as well. I think it wasn't just Senna, it was probably some others as well. Ratzenberger was the day before, we remember. That day in 1994 for Formula 1 racing. Gareth Ryan makes a good save here. Makes another good save. I don't think he knew much about the second one, but he'll take it. And Arsenal could get forward here with Isak, and he's done it. He's won the ball. Brilliant stuff. Alexander Isak, you have to score, and he does. It's a brilliant goal from Isak and Arsenal. They're 1 up against Manchester City. And finally something goes right. And Isak scores. And it was a brilliant counter-attack. Defending turned into attacking in a blink of an eye. And that's the beauty of this Arsenal side. And Isak gets another for his season. He's got to be approaching at least the mid-30s in goals by now. Alexander Isak is a revelation and has been no doubt the signing of the season. Arsenal 1, City 0. This could be absolutely crucial. And don't forget, even though it's two legs, there is no away goals rule, so Arsenal won't have the home advantage in the second game. Oh, and Trossard's gone down, and the referee has got to do something here because Arsenal's players are getting hurt, and he's going to book De Bruyne for that challenge. I mean, I don't think any of these City players are out to hurt them. Moreno's injury was more caused by an unfortunate collision with his teammate. And that's what Arteta doesn't need. He doesn't need a man sent off because this will count for the second leg. Reece Nelson. Vieira is tackled by Gvardiol. It's an Arsenal throw. And I think every time an Arsenal player goes down, you can hear the gasp from not only the crowd, but probably Arteta as well. Edison is getting really confused with his Ruben Diaz, I think. And Arsenal are one up against the odds and against the run of play. But I think their more pressing concerns is what's happened to two of their players. They're up by a goal to nil thanks to Alexander Isak. But the injuries they sustained maybe could have implications later on. But this is a game they could take advantage of with Haaland out. Arsenal 1, City 0 at the break. Welcome back to the Etihad Stadium. A second half with a somewhat somber atmosphere as we've had two very nasty looking injuries, in particular to Gabriel Martinelli in the 5th minute of the game, which could have him out for some time. We hope not, of course. And here's Jack Grealish. And then there was another unfortunate injury sustained by Mikel Moreno after a collision with Declan Rice while they were defending Arsenal from a corner. And then a breakthrough happened. Alexander Isak right now is on the ball, scored, and he's gone down. The referee has not given a penalty, he's given a throw-in instead. And that's a vital challenge there. Because I believe Arsenal have a 100% penalty conversion rate. And this is getting a bit ridiculous now. Arsenal players are getting absolutely rammed by challenges. It's not intentional in any sense of the word. It's Giseo, it's a good save by David Raya. He's made a couple of really good saves so far this game. Arsenal really are battling hard to get something out of this. So the next match for Arsenal, I believe that's the FA Cup tie between themselves and Manchester United. So they have to face the Manchester clubs a lot over the next week or so. Or must he be thinking? He's had a star-studded season, but now the injuries are mounting. And he's been reinforced with the signings of Yeli Yoro and Victor Gyökeres earlier today. So the reinforcements have come in. And they're certainly the right fit for Arteta's systems. Gyökeres will in particular be that now, because with Martinelli out. Zinchenko. And then, like we said at the top of the broadcast, the fact that Ruben Amorim was not able to sign Gyökeres for himself, his signing at Arsenal may cause a domino effect at Manchester United. Bernardo Silva has a stunning save by Raya again. He is on top form, David Raya. And he and Isak have been an integral part of this Arsenal lineup that is really battling hard for everything they're competing in. It has been a joy to watch them this season, and we hope that it doesn't take a sour turn now. If there was any time to show Arsenal's grit and determination that I have, and I think not only myself but everyone has noticed in this Arsenal side, it's pretty much from now. Two very major looking injuries. They're up against the champions as well. And they'll be up against the champions soon after for that Premier League tie, which is going to be absolutely vital now. Foden has cleared that one away. It's a goal kick. David Raya, 11 stunning, absolutely stunning saves. And that is why he's Arsenal's number one. I think he's still ahead in the Golden Glove chart, and I hope he stays there. And that is another tackle by Kevin De Bruyne, and he's off. Kevin De Bruyne is off for a second yellow card. That, to me, looks incredibly harsh. There's nothing in that from Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, it could be a yellow card offence normally, but I don't think there's much in that. Pep Guardiola, understandably furious. I think that's very soft. Even as a Manchester United fan and former player myself, I really feel that that is incredibly harsh on Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think he did a lot wrong there, but another sending off. I think this is the 5th game in a row now. It's getting a bit mad, isn't it? Yeah, to Reece Nelson. And now Alexander Isak. And Arsenal now. They need to win this game. They need to take advantage of this situation. No Haaland. And now a man down. And a goal ahead. Arsenal cannot afford to lose any ground in this one. City's team is still stacked, however. Salvino came on for Grealish there. Seo taken by Edison, the goalkeeper. And Savino puts it out. It's an Arsenal throw. Well, this could be a turning point in both Manchester City's and Arsenal's seasons. If Arsenal get a result out of this, they'll firmly believe that they can beat them in that league tie. Trossard, and saved by Edison, but he's offside anyway. Here's John Stones. Carabao, this match is still finely poised, even with City a man down. Salvino is gone. Can he find? I think that's... And he went for the shot and Raya saved. I think it was Foden up there. Declan Rice. Finds Isak. Odegaard. Tackled immediately by Ruben Diaz, and now here's Foden. It's just Seo who's ahead. And Foden went for the spectacular, and Raya was equal to it. Vital save. Rice to Gabriel. Zinchenko. Odegaard. Pretty play from Arsenal here. Trossard. That's the beating of Diaz. We'll find Odegaard with this cross in. And Rodri is just about there to put him off enough. And now here comes Foden. Declan Rice, what a great change. And Gabriel is lost out to Foden. And Raya saves it. And that could have been very, very costly. A vital save by David Raya. And Gabriel has a lot to thank for him there, because that could have been a very costly mistake. Foden once again nicking at the heels and trying to get a goal, like he did in the Community Shield when he took the ball off Luke Shaw. Throwed it with the ball in. Ruben Diaz. And saved by David Raya. And Yao Caseo has got there, but he's headed it straight to Gabriel instead. What a guard. City doing the kind of pressing that Arsenal really struggled with in the Premier League fixture. Fabio Vieira. There's Nelson. Tried to find Isaac, but found Vieira instead. Oh, Vieira played the wrong pass. He should have played to Odegaard there. And now, City had the ball with Joncelo, but he's all on his own and pretty isolated. Gabriel, and he's fighting hard for the ball. Finally, he's lost it. And what a battle this has turned into. City still believe they can get something out of this game. Vieira has played in. Alexander Isak. Oh, it's a stunning save from Edison. And the goalkeepers are having their own say in this match. A stunning save. Joseu. Here's Foden. And Foden has found Joseu. And it's gone through the legs of David Raya and is in the back of the net. Oh no. And that's every keeper's worst nightmare. Oh, it's so unfortunate. Joseu has gone through Raya's legs. He might have got a nick off it. City hit with a stroke of luck because David Raya has been sensational. I think it does take a hit on the way through. It might even be an own goal. And Joseu, it does count. So Joseu does get a goal for his effort. It was on target, so by the laws of the game, that's Joseu's goal. Oh, David Raya, so unfortunate. And now, City have been hit with a massive stroke of luck and a chance now in this tie. There's still 11 minutes to play in this one though, and we know Arsenal are the scoring kings, but today, again, they've looked a little slow on that. But, to be fair, Edison has really done a great job of keeping them out. Stones. Salvino. Oh, Salvino's turned out Ben White completely. And now he's gone. City are starting to believe. It's Salvino tackled there by Saliba and Salvino puts it out. A whole defensive reshuffle from Mikel Arteta. Akanji has come on for Carabao in a City substitution. It's Kieran Tierney that has come on for Ben White. Calvori is coming on for William Saliba, and Omar Reek is coming on for Gabriel. So probably that is a resting technique by Mikel Arteta. Probably not for the United game, but more of a City one that's coming up. Well, Arsenal have certainly been somewhat. I think a draw is deserved on their effort, but the goal was very lucky. But it happens. It's football, and that's why we love it. But you've got to really feel for David Raya. That's such a great game against such a strong City side, because that's what it is, even with 10 men. João Cancelo. If this was the Champions League, then Arsenal would have the advantage here. But there's no away goal rule. That's a brilliant pass by Calvori, by the way. Nelson. And he's felt that a bit. Oh, and here's Fabio Vieira. And Arsenal still coming forward. And again, another stunning save from Edison. But Nelson now seems to have injured himself. It's all falling apart in terms of squad depth for Arsenal right now. They've got a very serious injury to Martinelli to possibly contend with. Moreno could be out for an extended period, and now Nelson is feeling it. He's still going to shoot the ball from there. Oh! And that would have been a screamer to end that one. That would have been a game winner. Reece Nelson, not a bad strike at all. Edison probably would have got there though. And he's been sensational this evening. Arsenal have led this game for the majority against the run of play. But unfortunately, David Raya has succumbed to every goalkeeper's worst nightmare, where a save was not good enough and still went in the back of the net as a result. He's not the first, and he won't be the last to suffer that. But that takes nothing away from his tremendous performance either. This tie is so finely poised going to the Emirates Stadium, which is going to be absolutely rocking. Isak, not the best of headers by his standards. Well, Isak got his today, but it was only the one. And for once, it wasn't enough. It appears that this will go into a second leg, finely poised. No away goal rule, remember. So whatever the score is at the end of the second game will be the score on aggregate as well. There's no away goals advantage, at least from my understanding. Good play there from Arsenal. They're still trying to come forward. Trossard waits for Isak. He finds Isak, and he decided not to pass, but then he was probably offside anyway, according to this. Again, it's literally just his foot, but they all count as far as offside's concerned. Well, what an absolutely crazy game, marred with some worry for two Arsenal players that could be out for an extended period of time. We hope it's not the case. But Mikel Arteta, if there is one piece of comfort he can take from that, it's the fact that his squad have not let him down, even at times when their best players have been missing. Whoever goes out there for Arsenal always finds a way. Arteta just needs to install that belief in them every single time his team play a game of football, and they will be fine. They've got Saka and Havertz mostly on the mend and coming back relatively soon. Nelson, straight Ederson, and that's the final kick of the game. Well, it's finally poised to the second leg then. 1-1, no away goal rule. Man City probably deserved this draw, even if there was a slice of luck involved. But all concern for Mikel Arteta will be with the two players, Moreno and Martinelli, whose status is unknown. You'll know as soon as we do. But tonight, Arsenal put up a valiant effort and almost came away with it. Arsenal won, City won. Just to update you on the other score from the other tie, Chelsea lead 2-1 on aggregate after winning, I believe it's at Anfield.